I'm Megan Francis again, and I'm here with one of our own college interns, and his name is Chad, and I just want to let him introduce himself, and we'll get started.
Yeah, so I'm Chad Edwards. I'm a college intern here for the Colville Confederated Tribes. I'm in my junior year at Eastern Washington University, and I'm a philosophy major.
Cool. So I saw Chad in the hallway, and I asked him, what do you think about the name change?
So at first I kind of just questioned it, like, well, I don't really know much about the name change, and I can't really form an opinion unless I know more information, like why are we changing our name, what was our original name, or why was it chosen. So that's just I was kind of drawn back by the question itself.
So then I asked the question, what does Colville Tribes mean to you, as in like an identity, an ideology, as a culture? Like, why are you proud, or what do you think about the name Colville?
And I mean, again, I was kind of like really confused because in thinking about it, I've never really actually had that question in my face before, and I really don't know where Colville comes from or where the name is. I know there's a town called Colville, but besides that, I really don't know how that connects to our tribes or our peoples in any way at all, actually.
So I asked Chad, do you know who Andrew Colville is, or the Hudson Bay Company and what they did?
And I knew a little bit like about the Hudson Bay Company and the fur trappers and like the first settlers to this area and this territory, but for Mr. Colville himself, or I forget the name, but I didn't actually know anything about him or any of that information at all.
Okay, so as a young tribal member, the name Colville Tribe, how does that fit with you, with knowing who Andrew Colville is and how we got our name?
So yeah, after you kind of informed me about like how Andrew Colville influenced the name Colville Tribes, I don't know, that's like kind of like, I don't know how there's any connection to that. Why would we want to name our tribe and our people and have our identity be named after someone who was a colonizer and someone who we like kind of worked for, in a sense, I guess? And I don't know, I just saw that there was actually no connection to that in any way and how that represents our identity as a people and a tribe.
Right. And as a philosophy student, you think about who we are and like where we come from, and so like what do you think about the Big Water Nation, like the 12 Confederate Tribes of the Big Water Nation? I
mean, my whole life growing up here, I've always, lakes have been a huge thing. The river, the Okanagan River, the Columbia River, to just the hundreds of lakes that I've gone to in this area. I feel that that's very fitting and as like an identity to our people and something that we really vitalize and use, and is just a huge part of our lives, and even going back to like centuries ago, like it's always been a part of us as a people. So I think that is a very fitting name.
So instead of saying we're changing our name, we're reclaiming our identity.
And I think that's like very strong, because at first I'd seen some things on Facebook about, oh, the name change and this and that, and I feel that kind of has a negative connotation. But when you spoke and said we are reclaiming our identity, that is just so, like, that makes way more sense in my brain now, or to me now, it just seems so much more fitting that why we want to do something like that.
So would it be a challenge for you to like go out to college or even in our community and educate people on what do you think, asking them the same questions I asked you?
Now that I have a little bit more information on it, I don't know that it would, because I feel like just having that little bit of background knowledge can really put it in context in today's reasoning on why we want to reclaim our identity.
So when the time comes for the vote, are you going to encourage other tribal members to voice their opinion?
Yeah, most definitely. I think that it's just, it would be a really good thing to get everybody's ideas out and just have that background context and just get everyone on the same page on why this is happening.
Cool. Well, thank you, Chad, for your time and for allowing us to interview you.
Well, thank you for the opportunity to.